Oh, good Lord, people are going to be angry about this. I have more in common with heathens than I have with Protestants.
All right, folks, and we are live. And how we all doing tonight? So, I know. I said I'm not going to stream during the week. And for the most part, I'm not. And who knows? Maybe I'll even delete this if it turns out shit. But you know what? I'm in a good mood, and I feel like streaming. Part of the reason I'm in a good mood is let me just bring it up here, throw it up on the old screens. I know, you know, Boomer Bechtloff with his awesome ability to do tech shit. Boom, there it is. So, listener, I want to say Jorge, but it's spelled like George with a J. It's probably a Spanish name. I mean, his last name is Gonzalez, so Jorge Enrique Gonzalez, I want to say. You know, but see me, all 56 in Maramut, I want to say George. So good old George, listener George, was kind enough to send me Mega Man 11, and I am amped. I can't wait to dig into this tonight, man. the reviews have been great, and I loves me some Mega Man. I'm not particularly good at Mega Man. Never been particularly good at Mega Man. But I loves me some Mega Man. It's like a redhead, you know. She'll beat your ass, but she's a lot of fun. So there was a little sound clip I played there. We might address that. Somebody threw that into the Discord, and I'm not. At some point, I guess I'm going to get tired of being proven right. I don't know. Oh man, but I'm not tired of it yet. It's funny. I actually kind of apologized for pointing that out. I was shit posted about, you know, oh look, Davis has no problem. Davis has an easier time breaking bread with a bunch of fucking pagans than he does with Bible believing, you know, Protestants, and he took big offense to that. And you know, I kind of thought, well, maybe I was being unfair, and I was like, you know what, that might have been a little far. I apologize, but I guess I shouldn't have. I guess I shouldn't have. Because oh yeah, you know what, Luke just sent me a perfect little thing, and we're gonna play this here. We're gonna play this little audio clip because yeah, I don't.
Boy, do I hate being right all the time.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I don't even generally want to talk about this publicly that much. It gets brought up more than I'd like, but you know, I said to Davis, you're not gonna fight the pedophilia stuff. You don't have the means, either pragmatically or even philosophically. No, I'm gonna fight it. Like a few weeks later, he's on his stream saying, I'm not gonna fight it. It would be presumptuous of me to fight it. It's the priest's job, blah blah blah. I said, you have an easier time breaking bread with pagans than you do actual Bible-believing Christians. Blah, 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 blah. And he just said it. So, you know. What can I say? Other than, you know, who kept calling it? Who kept calling it? And, you know, I've avoided saying a lot of stuff. There's been a lot of stuff I've wanted to comment on that I've avoided it because I haven't been trying to stoke a fire. I've been trying to let things cool down. But it's never going back to the way it was. So fuck it. He's just another YouTuber. I'll comment on shit as I feel appropriate to comment on. And he can throw shade my way if he wants. That's fine. Fuck it. Fair game. Oh, and I can't wait to play Mega Man 11. Oh man, that's gonna be fun on the bun. And speaking of fun on the bun, actually, you know what? Before we forget, I should say, but before we go much further, let's give old Luke a call, shall we? We'll call him on the Skype stare, as Cantwell used to say. Or I guess maybe still does. I haven't really listened to the show in forever. But... Come on, Luke. Where you at? And Luke. We don't have Luke. Luke's not available. Apparently Luke is not available. Oh, there he is. Luke, what's on your mind? How's it going?
So, we're still making fun of Catholics now?
What's this? Am I doing what with Catholics?
We're making fun of Catholics again?
Oh, well, yes, we are.
Or Catholics in air quotes.
But there's a lot of other things I wanted to talk about tonight. The other thing I wanted to talk about is obviously Halloween's coming up on us, folks, isn't it? And grand old time for me. I loves me some Halloween. And I was kind of thinking today. And I was thinking a little bit over the weekend, similarly. When I was a kid, Halloween and Christmas were my two favorite holidays for obvious reasons. They're just awesome. I always hated Thanksgiving, though. I always hated Thanksgiving because it's like the types of food they generally serve at Thanksgiving, I don't usually like. That kind of country kitchen crap. You know, I have no interest in watching football, so that serves me no purpose. And I wasn't even very close to a lot of my extended family, so it felt like sit with a bunch of people you barely know, eat food you don't like, and then watch a game you don't like. That was Thanksgiving for me growing up. In recent years, I like it a lot more. I started going to my dad's one cousin. I don't know what that makes her cousin once removed, or who the fuck knows, whatever. And she serves up a great plate of all kinds of really good food, not just your typical, here's turkey and gravy and shit. And that's a grand old time. But as a kid, I never liked Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving was that fucking holiday you had to get through between Halloween and Christmas. Halloween and Christmas were great. But as I look back, at first glance, you would think Christmas is great because it's the more extravagant thing. And, when you're a kid, you get a fucking, you can think all these great things you got as a kid, probably. You know what I mean? Like one year, I remember getting a Game Gear. I remember getting my Genesis one year, I remember when I was much younger, I remember getting a big sewer play set for the Ninja Turtles, stuff like that. But anyways, the thing about Christmas that I was kind of thinking of today, and it kind of dawned on me because I was watching, I've been watching a lot of the Halloween movie mini reviews that James Rolfe's been doing. He does Monster Madness each October, so I've been watching some of this year's, and then older ones pop up in my feed, and I watched the Krampus one, and it reminded me of that movie because, there's that typical extended family stress around the holidays in that movie, and it just kind of made me think, like, Christmas can be stressful as fuck, but nobody's stressed out about Halloween. Halloween is like pure fun. Even if you're going all out for Halloween, even if you have you're decorating your yard with tons of stuff and you're throwing a costume party and you're going all out for Halloween, it's still probably not all that stressful because you're probably not doing it out of some sort of sense of obligation. You're doing it because it's fun on the bun. And I grew up in a very nice suburb as a kid. I was very blessed in that way. And the neighborhood, it was just a real sense of community around Halloween. And Christmas, you don't have that same sense of community. Christmas is more of a family thing. So I guess Halloween is almost more broad. It has that community sense, whereas Christmas, it's like you can't hang out with your friends on Christmas. You know what I mean? They're doing their family stuff. You're doing your family stuff. In a weird way, things almost get more atomized on Christmas. But there's a real community sense on Halloween. And again, nobody's stressed out. Like as a kid, you could tell when the adults around you were stressed out, even if they were trying to hide it. As a kid, you can just sense that shit. But nobody was ever stressed out about Halloween. It was just pure fun on the bun. Because the thing about Christmas is, when Christmas is firing on all cylinders, there's just nothing better. There is nothing better than Christmas when Christmas goes right. But Christmas can turn to shit real fast. Alright? Christmas can go south on you real fucking fast. All it takes is one relative saying the wrong thing to another relative or something, and next thing you know, it's Chevy Chase's Christmas Vacation going south. You know what I mean? Halloween, though, you get your costume, you get your candy, you have some fun. It's pretty hard for Halloween to go fucking horribly wrong. So I loves me some Halloween. We're going to be doing a Halloween show on this channel. I might actually do a Christmas Eve show too, just because I tend to like to stream late night on Christmas, my little waiting up for Santa stream. But I love Halloween. Fun on the bun. And as I look back, I think, dare I say it, I think on the whole, it's superior to Christmas. Again, when Christmas is on all cylinders, Halloween can't compete. But I don't know. Christmas is like dating a crazy girl, It's like, yeah, man, those highs are really high, but those lows are really low too. Halloween's like the girl. She's not a crazy 10. She's a relatively sane, like 7.5, right? But she never turns to shit. She never has those meltdowns on you. Something else I wanted to talk about. Speaking of suburbs, let me see if I can bring this up. This was shared on Facebook. I don't know. Maybe I'm being an asshole putting this on blast on the screen. I don't know, but whatever. 1 million people have fucking shared this so far, it seems. So I don't really feel bad about it. Let me bring up this post. Come on. I know. Boomer Bechtloff and his damn technologies. Dead air, dead air, dead air. Here we go. So, when I was a kid, I remember, because I grew up in a very nice suburb area. It was Waldorf, Maryland. It was a bedroom community of the Air Force Base. It's funny, everything that wasn't like developed was very dense woods. So I had lots of woods I could wander through, but I also had really nice development. You know, my little development had a really nice community pool open through all the summer. You know, there was a mall I could walk to, a movie theater, several shopping centers, a comic book store, my schools, all my friends' houses, all were within bike riding distance. You know, it was great. I loved it. To me, a really nice suburb, I think it has the potential of having like the best of both worlds of that really small town rural kind of thing versus a big city. Like, you still have a real sense of community in the suburbs, you know? But you also have shit just at your fingertips. Like, I live in a bumfuck rural area right now, kind of. I mean, yeah, Lancaster County isn't exactly the complete sticks, but I'm in the southern end of it where basically I got to drive about 30 minutes to get to anything. If it isn't a gas station or a pizza place or a grocery store, I'm driving 30 minutes to get to it. And I got to tell you, that can get fucking old. So this post was on Facebook. Let me bring it up. And probably shouldn't even be showing everybody my Facebook page, but fuck it, who cares? Widley's, I don't know who the fuck this is. I don't think it's even I think it's just a fake page or whatever. You know, he's showing this really dense suburb, you know, and he's like, how the fuck so many of you live like this? This is absolutely terrifying. And the comments are nothing but people saying the same thing. Now, that is an insanely dense suburb, don't get me wrong. That actually looks like the edge of a city. Like, you know, like just past this is the skyscrapers kind of edge of a city. I don't know exactly where that is. But that's obviously a very, very dense area. My suburb was not nearly that dense. But point is, I don't understand the anti-suburb hate that I'm seeing on the trad right a lot. And it's not just that, it's an anti-modernity hate. And I don't mean, like, obviously there's problems with the modern world, don't get me wrong. But, you know, there's also a lot of things about the modern world that kick fucking ass. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I have electricity and a flush toilet, and I can read. And, you know, there's a lot of things about the modern world that kick ass, okay? There's a lot of things about the modern world that are fucking miracles. And the reality is, for as much as we can bitch about the problems of the modern world, and they certainly are many and they need to be addressed, 99% of your ancestors would trade places with you in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. And if you don't believe me, open your eyes and take a look at the modern miracle that is your grocery store. Oh, pardon me. So, a lot of the anti-modernity shit and a lot of it towards the suburbs, I don't get it. It strikes me as that bullshit liberal shit from 20 years ago where you had the guys that, like, I don't like the conformity of the suburbs and all this other gay shit you got from the punk scene or whatever the hell you want to call them. There was another post I remember seeing shared on social media by one of these trad groups, and it was, I actually think I know exactly where it was. It was an intersection between between two major highways, and I actually think I know exactly where it is. I think it is I think it's the one exit on the PA Turnpike. Because I think it looked really familiar to me, and I think someone even said it was on this picture. It was shared on like Tumblr and Facebook and all these things, and it was like, ew, look at modernity kind of thing. And it was like a major intersection between a north-south highway and an east-west highway. Well, you can imagine what an area like that looks like. Obviously, you know, it's highly condensed. There's shit tons of traffic, and there's hotels and fast food everywhere. Because people are traveling, and when people travel, they need gas, they need lodging, and they need fucking food. You know? But these spoiled fucks that spend all their time fantasizing about medieval times or some shit like that look at that and go, ew, look at that. That's not that aesthetically pleasing. Well, you know what? Neither is a fucking sewer system, okay? But we need it to make civilization work, okay? It's a major intersection between two fucking highways. What do you expect it to look like? A goddamn meadow? Like, these people are the spoiled fucking brats. It's the same thing, really, you get from the fucking communists, where they have no fucking idea how the world works. And they just, you know, they think we'll get rid of the evil, you know, current system and everything will be fucking sunshine and roses. What was another one of these idiots I saw? He showed this, you know, there's a classic meme where it shows, like, people waiting in a bread line, and on the other side it shows, like, a big factory making a bunch of bread. And it says, you know, in communism, you wait in the bread line. You know, in capitalism, the bread waits in line for you. And then below it, they put this thing, yeah, well, with traditionalism, you make your own bread. Well, that doesn't sound that fucking good. Who the hell wants to make bread? There's a reason they had to pay somebody to do it. That doesn't sound like that. I don't want to have to make fucking bread. First of all, I don't eat that much fucking bread. It's not even that good for you. All right, but I don't have to make fucking bread. Who the hell wants to do that? I like cooking. I don't want to have to make fucking bread. Okay? And if I ever do make bread, it's going to be some goofy fucking, you know, fancy bread that I'm making for shits and giggles. I don't want to have to make my fucking bread. Why would I want that? What is with this Luddite horse shit?
One of my favorite memes going around was Andrew Cuomo saying, America was never great, and Bridget Gable saying, I grew up in a bomb shelter. Don't tell me America isn't great until you lived without it.
Yeah. I you know, in the same way all these communists want to, like, pine for the Star Trek version of communism that isn't real, when we've seen all the real communism. It's like the trad right play too many fucking JRPGs and they want to pine about the Middle Ages. Well, you know what? I'm glad I didn't die a diarrhea-related death at the age of 30, okay? I'm kind of glad I didn't live my whole life rolling around in the fucking mud. You know, toiling away for some fucking, you know, lord. I don't want that. Yeah, there's lots of problems in the modern world. But you know how you should be addressing the problems in the modern world? You know how I think we ought to address the problems in the modern world? Not, when is this one particular magical point in history that we believe we should go back to when everything was fucking okay? Because the conservatives do that with the 50s, and you trad rights think that you're so much fucking smarter because you've done it with the 1500s. No. There's a reason we moved on from that, because that kind of sucked. All right, so here's what you need to do. Look at the past and say, what can we learn from that? What have we forgotten from the past? And what can we apply to today so that hopefully we can take these miracles of the modern world, these fucking miracles, and pass them on to future generations. Pass them and more on to future generations. I don't want to go back to the past. I want a fucking future, is what I want. Do you remember when we had a future? Like, not future as in, you know, a further point in time. Future is in capital fucking F. Remember when we were putting men on the moon? Because we were reaching towards a fucking future. Okay? We conquered a continent in this country. Because we were reaching towards the future. All right? People living in the East Coast who had it pretty damn good said, hey, you know what? Let's gather up all our shit. and get in a wagon and probably be murdered by Indians or die of dysentery just so that we can make that frontier as awesome as the place we're already at. I don't get this Luddite, this Amish right. I don't get the Amish right. I'm not all about the Amish right. All right? I don't believe that we're ever going to have a magical fucking Star Trek utopia of replicators and transporter beams, and we're all going to be, you know, ubermenches wearing obnoxiously fucking tight outfits and explore the galaxy. But you know what? I at least want us to be a people that reaches in that direction. No, we're not going to make utopia, but I want us to be a people who tries to make the world a better place. Who wants to leave the world cooler than we fucking found it. I'm not interested in going backwards. And also, I find it funny from the trad right. They have this fantasy of like that the world is going to be this mostly rural, sparsely populated world. Like that's their fucking dream world. But at the same time, they want everyone to have 12 fucking kids, and they don't see how those things don't go together. Like maybe the reason that area I showed you looked like that is because I don't know, it had a certain population density that demanded it look like that. Yeah, I'm not interested in going back to a certain time. I get in my nostalgia bubble. You know, you've seen my game shelf full of fucking, you know, cartridge era games and shit. Obviously, I loves me some nostalgia. But you know what? You can't just be looking towards the fucking past. Okay? You know how much you should be looking towards the past? Get in your car and look out your fucking windshield. And you know how there's that one little slither of space that's devoted for a small mirror to see behind you? That's how much you should be looking towards the past. You should be looking towards the past to help orient you towards a better future. But quit fucking living in it. Quit fucking romanticizing it. Oh, the medieval times were so fucking great. Any person from then would trade places with you in a fucking heartbeat. Our biggest problems in the modern world are being bored and fat. That's our biggest fucking problems. Okay? Our biggest problems come from too much fucking success. That's pretty good problems to have. Somebody in the chat says, we got that futurist cyberpunk dystopia without all the cool goodies. Yeah, I mean, that's the sad thing with the fucking situation with social media and big corporations and all. Yeah, we have all the terrible parts of cyberpunk. We don't get the cool parts. We don't have robots and flying cars, and there's no Spider-Man 2099 swinging around. None of that cool shit. I am not having any Captain Morgan with me tonight. I'm drinking nothing but water. I've been trying to drink nothing but water the past few days, trying to really cut out all the fucking, basically, diet-wise, you shouldn't be drinking anything but water. Basically, anything you drink other than water is fucking bad for you. Somebody in the chat says, I don't know about you guys, but I would love to live in a time where I would die of dysentery and my children starved to death because my crops get infected. Yeah, but at least the buildings were pretty. Well, I mean, the buildings that the rich people lived in were pretty. Your mud hut looked like shit. But other than that, I mean... So, Halloween, folks. I am doing a show Halloween. I haven't hammered out all the details, but I'm thinking around 5 or 6 in the afternoon. slash evening, Eastern time. Luke's going to be with us. Pastor Tom's going to be with us. British James going to be with us. We're going to discuss a lot of Halloween stuff, horror movies, that sort of thing. We're also going to be celebrating over 500 years of not giving a fuck what the Pope says, because October 31st is, of course, Reformation Day. So, yeah. I'm probably about out of shit to talk about tonight. I just had a few things on my mind I wanted to ramble on about. Let's see. Anything else tonight? Probably not. Yeah. Luke, you got any thoughts while we're live?
Well, I'm looking forward to this Halloween season because I live in Arizona and the weather's actually becoming normal again. There's a postcard and it's that they sell in grocery stores that there's a desert landscape with a cactus and a skeleton with a hat leaning against it and the word saying it's a dry heat.
I'm looking forward to it. I wish I lived somewhere where I had trick-or-treaters. I wish I lived in a nice, a denser neighborhood where I'd actually get trick-or-treaters. I miss that. But I used to always make a point of giving an extra piece of candy to whoever had the best costume in a group of kids. I mean, I'd give them handfuls of candy and then just one extra piece to, it just, because, hey, the sooner you learn that, there's a lot of competition in life, the better. All right, well, that's about all I got for tonight, folks. I don't even know if I'm going to leave this up because I do probably not want to, I don't know. I was really leaning towards just going with the Saturday show. I just had some shit on my mind I want to get off my chest. So, yeah, thanks for listening, folks. Short little story.
Oh, and also, if you guys have some free time, check out the Halloween special on Bechtloff's old channel.
Oh, yeah. On the Bechtloff channel, there's a Halloween special. I've never put that on YouTube. I actually, that was originally on not BitChute. What the fuck was the one that we were all using for a little bit?
VidMe?
VidMe. It was on VidMe. And, I never put it on the YouTube channel. And then when I moved all the videos from VidMe, it was like the middle of the year or something. And I figured, well, that's a Halloween thing. So I'll save that for October. So, it's my little Halloween special. I hope y'all enjoy it. I gotta do some audio. I got another animated video coming up where I'm gonna talk about first game syndrome, as I call it, where the first game in a series becomes so like superannuated by previous installments that it's like hard to go back to. And I'm gonna have another Christmas shopping guide in the next month or so. I did one last year. I thought it went over pretty well. Christmas shopping guide for geeks. So that should be nice. One more thing I guess I'll address. A lot of people obviously have hit me up with the, I guess Taylor Swift endorsed a Democrat in Tennessee because it's mostly because of the pro-gay shit. Taylor Swift has a lot of the pro-gay shit. Here's the thing though, folks. Like, all joking aside, I know like, oh, Tay-Tay's the waifu and all this other stuff. I don't know who Taylor Swift as a person is. I've said this before. I said this when Common Filth was giving me shit about it years ago. Like, oh, are you kissing Taylor Swift's ass? I like Taylor Swift, the brand. I like that she's unapologetically feminine and largely unapologetically white in an age in which those things are surprisingly controversial for a white girl. I enjoy her music. I like it. I think it's solid pop music. Obviously, I'm not necessarily the target audience, but I enjoy it because it's so unapologetically feminine. But she's just a pop singer. I mean, I'm not really upset about it. All joking aside here, folks. I don't give a shit. She's just some dumb thought. I mean, I didn't really take her fucking opinions on politics seriously in the first fucking place. So yeah, don't get caught up. I mean, enjoy the spectacle that is modern politics. I'll say that much. I mean, Taylor Swift endorses a Democrat. Kanye West is an avid Trump supporter, and I find myself inexplicably becoming a Lindsey Graham fan. That's life comes at you fast, folks. Just don't take shit too seriously. Don't take Don't take yourself too seriously. Don't, whatever. Outside of God, learn to laugh at everything under the sun. Let me put it that way. That's the best way to keep your sanity in this day and age. Or else next thing you know, you turn into Sargon, found in the Liberalist Party. Oh, and there he is, right on the screen, right as I mentioned him. So yeah, that's all I got for tonight, folks. I want to thank you all for listening, and Luke, thanks always for hopping on. And I'm going to go play me some Mega Man 11. So have a great night, folks. Bechtloff.